What's up, bros? I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
We are a couple of bros on a mission to give you guys the most detailed movie reviews out there with as little bias as possible. Welcome to the All Bros. This week on the podcast, we got nothing for 4K Spotlight or Through the Wall, so we will just be jumping straight into our headliner of the evening, which will be our review of Shazam, Fury of the Gods. So, Caleb, what do you say we get started?
I say let's do it.
Need motivation? Angry Dad Podcast. Trying to jumpstart your life? Angry Dad Podcast. You want help getting off the couch? Angry Dad Podcast. You need a verbal kick in the ass? Angry Dad Podcast. You want to hear from somebody who's been through it all? Angry Dad Podcast. I am here for you. You can find me on all podcast platforms.
All right, so like we said, or like I said, whatever, we are skipping over 4K Spotlight and Through the Wall because we ain't got jack shit to talk about. So getting into our headliner of the evening, which will be our review of Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Caleb, do you want to break down movies on this podcast?
I would love to. If you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal score at the very end. All of those numbers get magically added up and spit through our algorithm and give us a letter grade to compare this movie to others of a similar grade, as well as a percentage that doesn't really matter too much, but it is fun for us to see where this movie ranks within that grade category, or that grade, whatever. Wherever it's, we have a ranking. We have an official ranking. It's fun to see where they land. So yeah, that's how we break down movies.
Yes, thank you. I don't know why I took a huge pause. Anyway, I'm killing it. I just want everyone to know.
You seriously had me thinking. I'm like, did I miss something?
Yes, you did. Yep. Yes, you did.
Did I really? Oh
no.
Okay, the reading with Rose.
Yeah, God, man, how dare you skip over my specialty, my moment to shine.
Oh, we also missed Question of the Week.
Dude, we suck.
I know, we're having a freaking day.
I don't know you, I'm having a freaking life.
Yeah, no shit, dude. Anyway, so if you guys happen to follow us on social media, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at the Allbros, and TikTok. We posted a question of the week for Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and we asked between Solomon's wisdom, Hercules' strength, Atlas's stamina, Zeus's power, Achilles' courage, and Mercury's speed, which of those abilities would you like to have? And we did get a few responses on that TikTok, and only one of them is actually answering the question.
God damn it.
So the first one, I'll just go through the ones that have nothing to do with our question of the week. It's just more asking us to do a recommendation video about these movies. So the first one we got is from MotionBricks_, who said, do Indiana Jones. Then we have a response from a Robert, who says, day one of asking for Fast and Furious series. There's probably going to be a lot of those days because I've only seen one Tokyo Drift and maybe 8.
If you want to review those, by all means. But I'm sorry, for me, he's going to be asking a lot of days, or she, because I think those movies are dumb and I refuse to watch them.
I do too. The first one was enough for me.
Fair enough. I've only seen 2. I haven't seen 2. I've only seen the second one.
Oh, so Too
That's all I
Fast,
needed.
Too Furious?
Yep, that's the only one I've seen, and that's all I need to see.
Yeah, fair. All right. Next, we got a response from Jacob Thurston, who says, "Can you do Hustle?"
I've never heard of that movie.
I think that's the
Maybe I
one
have.
with Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson.
Let's double check. I'm pretty sure you're right. Or is it the movie with Adam Sandler? That's on Netflix.
I don't know. They didn't specify. It just says, "Can you do Hustle?"
Let's see. Well, now I'm gonna. Okay, so it's the one that you're thinking of is Anne Hathaway and. Yeah, so yeah, that one's Hustle too. Or that one's The Hustle. So there's Hustle and The Hustle.
So he doesn't say The Hustle.
So it just
So
says
it just
Hustle.
says Hustle.
So if I had to guess, I'm assuming talking about the Adam Sandler movie that's on Netflix.
I have not seen that one.
I have not either.
But it's not a Netflix exclusive, is it?
It might be.
Does it have the Netflix tag on it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, so yeah, it's a Netflix original film.
Okay. I have not heard or seen anything about that movie. So
I have not either.
So that one's definitely in the maybe pile.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Unfortunately, we get a lot of suggestions, and we can't do all of them.
Yes.
As much as we would love to. So let's see. The next one we got is Level Lundgren or Levi Lundgren. I'm so stupid. Levi Lundgren 187, who asked us to do The Wolf of Wall Street.
Still have not seen that movie. I need to.
Same here. And I've just not been able to make it through the whole thing.
Oh shit, really? I haven't even seen like anything of it, so.
I think what happened, it wasn't because I didn't like the movie. I think I was watching it, and then something came up. I had to turn it off for whatever reason, and then I just kind of never came back to it.
Gotcha.
But again, that's not anything to say negative about the movie. Like, I feel like the movie itself was really good. I kind of a piece of shit sometimes.
No. Just kidding.
All right. Next, we got one from Grand Theft Auto Editor, or the real Jagged James 24, who says, "Can you try rating the bad guys? Thanks." And that one's definitely on the list because we freaking love the bad guys.
Yes. I thought we did that one already, but I forgot that we...
Did we?
Did the... Well, I don't think we were doing our system yet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That is an older movie, so you can scroll down, but it's not in the format that we currently use.
Yeah.
Yep, good catch. All right, the next one is kind of in relation to the movie.
I say that kind of.
Yeah, so this next response we got is from the Epic Crack. Who I think he's I think he's referencing the South Park video game because his name is Fractured Butthole.
Love this guy already.
Yeah, and but they said, "Did you mean Shazambles, Fury of the Mid?"
Damn. Okay. Well, we definitely know how he felt about the movie.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no, because I don't know about you. I know you liked it a little less than I did, but I actually really enjoyed this movie.
I'll get into it.
Man.
You'll see what I thought about this movie.
And then our last response, and one that actually answered our question of the week, comes from our good friend DJ over at The Untrained Eye. And he said, "Solomon's wisdom was my gut reaction. I think when I was a kid, I would have picked Zeus or Hercules, but I think or I think God himself granting you wisdom is probably the move. Once you have the wisdom to yield strength and power, boom, you've got 3 for the price of 1.
I love it. Thank you, DJ, always coming through.
I know, dude, that one was like super well thought out.
Yeah, that was really
I mean,
good.
unfortunately, he wouldn't have the power of Zeus or strength of Hercules because he chose wisdom, but...
A for effort.
Dude, wouldn't that be the shit? Like, you think you're making, like, the good call, and you're just like, you know what? I'm choosing Solomon's wisdom. And then as soon as you get his wisdom, it's like, you probably should have chosen Zeus's power.
Oh, shit. Son of a bitch!
But we'll get into into this, like, obviously this isn't any spoiler or whatever. Actually, it kind of is. Never mind. I won't say it now. But yes, great response. Like I said, super well thought out. So we freaking love DJ, and we will be having him on next week for a really fun episode.
It's going to be more fun than the movie.
Probably. You are probably not wrong there. All right.
Dude,
well, thank
literally,
you to
I can
everyone.
just see... Oh, sorry.
No, it's just... What were you saying?
No, I was gonna, like, next week, I could see it being like, we get off tangent just talking about, like, everything that's god-awful about this certain movie, and then we're just like, oh yeah, the story, 65. Okay, getting back to our tangent. It's gonna be for every single... It's gonna be for every single category.
Honestly, probably. I will say this is... Next week's episode is one that I've been really excited to talk about, so. But we're here to talk about Shazam today. So thank you to everyone that answered our question of the week. We really appreciate it. We would appreciate more responses to our actual question, but
instead of just movie recommendations, but we'll take it.
We'll take it. We will definitely take it. So anyway, yeah. So if you have not seen Shazam: Fury of the Gods yet,
wait for streaming. I'm just kidding.
Oh damn, dude!
I'm only somewhat kidding.
Only somewhat kidding.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, whatever. Go see it first. There are some spoilers, and honestly, we'll be getting into this. I'm trying real hard to wait after our spoiler warning, which we're like right there, but still. If you have not seen this movie, go check it out. Do not watch any. If you've only seen a single trailer for it, don't watch anything else.
Seriously, it will spoil the whole frickin' movie for you.
Yeah, no
it's bullshit.
Shit. So, go check this movie out. It is good, despite what Rose is trying to trick you into believing.
Hey, I never said it was bad.
Yeah, you're not saying it's good either.
Oh, shit.
So, go check it out, and then come back and listen to this episode. So yeah. So past this, if you listen past this point, we are going to spoil the entire movie for you, with our favorite segment that we like to call Reading with Rose.
With 2 E's.
With 2 E's.
Alright. 2 years after Thaddeus Savannah's defeat. Is that how you say his name? Is it Savannah or Savannah?
Savannah.
Okay, just double checking. Hespera, I'm probably butchering that. It's probably not Hespera, is it?
I don't know. I don't have the wiki page for this open.
Come on, Caleb.
I never have it open. The only reason I have it open is when there are hard names for you. I thought you could handle Shazam.
Well, not when it's like talking about like different Egyptian names. It's not
these
Egyptian
are Greek
names. Yeah,
And
sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
it's Hespera.
Hespera. I never would have guessed that, if I'm being honest here. Okay. Well, actually, wait. No, yeah, I would have.
Yeah, it's like exactly how it's spelled.
I'm going to shut the hell up now. Okay. Hespera and Calypso, two of the daughters of the Titan Atlas, break into the Acropolis Museum in Athens, Greece to steal the wizard's broken staff. The two then take it to the wizard imprisoned in the god's realm and force him to repair the staff and activate its powers. In Philadelphia, Billy Batson and his Shazam... They did not call it a Shazam.
Oh my hell.
That's it. I'm done. I'm out.
Friggin' stupid.
Shazamily, a foster sibling, save people on the collapsing Benjamin Franklin Bridge, but are called out for its destruction. The group is drifting apart at home due to their growing up and having personal interests. Billy is worried about being kicked out of the Vasco's family after he turns 18 and ages out of the foster system. In a dream, as Shazam, Billy is warned by the wizard about Hespera. Is it Hespera? Is that how it is?
Hespera.
Hespera. God freaking damn it. Hespera and Calypso. He and the Shazamly research the daughters. Freddie Freeman, still bullied at school, falls for a new girl named Anne. I'm really effing this up. To whom he shows off his superhero self. Hespera and Calypso arrive with a staff and steal Freddie's powers. Anne is revealed to be their youngest sister, Anthea. Billy and the other Shazamly I'm not saying Shazamly. Billy and the other Shazam members, I'm going to say that, try to save Freddy, but the daughters kidnap him and place an indestructible dome around the city, trapping everyone inside. Freddy's imprisoned along with the wizard in the god's realm. Hespera and Calypso reveal they want revenge because the wizard killed their father. Meanwhile, the Shazam... What did I say? I
Just
completely...
say the Shazam family.
Alright, there. Okay, the Shazam family enter the Rock of Eternity, where they encounter a sentient pen named Steve, which they use to draft a letter to Hespera as a negotiation for Freddy's release. Billy meets Hespera, and while the meeting is initially cordial, she and Calypso soon fight with the Shazam family. Pedro loses his powers during the fight, while Hespera is captured and returned to the Rock. Hespera easily breaks out and steals the golden apple, the seed of the Tree of Life. Meanwhile, Freddy and the wizard try to escape the god's realm with a sympathetic Anthea's help, just as Hespera returns with the apple. The daughters argue as Hespera and Anthea want to use the apple to revive their realm, while Calypso wishes to plant it on Earth to conquer it. Freddy steals the apple, but is discovered, though Billy and the Shazam family show up and Freddy reacquires his powers. Billy and the Shazam family emerge with the wizard in the Vasquez home, where they reveal their secret identities to their foster parents. Calypso appears with a dragon named Ladin, I'm just going to say that, to acquire the apple. All but Billy lose their powers in the skirmish, while Calypso retrieves the apple. Calypso mortally wounds Hespera and depowers Anthea when they object to her destructive plan. Calypso plants the tree at Citizens Bank Park, which spawns monsters that attack the city. Billy, in despair, asks the wizard to revoke his powers, though the wizard assures him he is a true hero. Heeding the wizard's words, Billy turns into Shazam and flies off to stop Calypso, while the Shazam family enlists the help of unicorns to fend off the monsters in the city. Meanwhile, Billy persuades a dying Hespera to help him stop Calypso. Realizing the dome reacts violently to his lightning, Billy lures Calypso to the park while Hespera shrinks the dome to contain them. Billy fights Calypso and Ladin before killing them both by overloading the staff with electricity, destroying the tree and Calypso's army with them at the cost of his own life. Hespera acknowledges Billy as both a hero and a god before succumbing to her wounds and dying. Anthea brings Billy's grieving family to the god's realm for his burial. Diana Prince, the last living being with godly powers, appears and repairs the staff, imbuing it with her power and using it to revive the god's realm and resurrect Billy. Billy then uses the staff to restore his siblings' powers. The Shazam family fixes their home while Anthea and the wizard take up residence on Earth. In a mid-credits scene, Amelia Harcourt and John Economos, thank you, attempt to recruit Billy into the Justice Society on behalf of Amanda Waller. In a post-credit scene, a still incarcerated Savannah encounters Mr. Mind once again, infuriated with him that he hasn't begun to enacting their plan yet, with Mind insisting that more needs to be done first.
I wasn't able to stick around for that last one.
Oh, you weren't? Oh, yeah, you didn't miss much.
I figured. Like I was pissed off because we had to leave. Like luckily I was able to stay to see the mid credit, where they were trying to recruit him. But I wasn't able to stick around for the last one, so that sucks.
Like I said, I mean, the last time that we saw Mr. Mind, was he a caterpillar?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you didn't miss much. He was still a caterpillar.
It was basically the exact same thing that the last end credit scene was.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's some story notes that I want to make.
Okay.
The first one that I'm going to address is the whole, like, not knowing what his name is. Like, because he says it. Like, at the end of the first movie, they say, like, when he gives the power, or the powers to his family, he grabs the staff, puts it down, and he says, "Say my name." And they all say Billy, and he's like, "No, the name I say to turn into this guy." And they're like, "Oh, Shazam!" Right?
Yeah, so isn't that his superhero name?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I thought.
The issue would have, or should have been, for everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, trying to figure out what their super names are. Not freaking Billy.
Yeah. I'm thinking, let's go Shazammy, Shazamo, Shazam-wee. I don't know.
Yeah, like, it was kind of ridiculous. Because what did they do? Captain Every Power?
Yep, yeah. And then Captain Every Power Jr.
Yeah, which is kind of funny. Because, like, at least between Billy and Freddy, because in, like, the old comics, like, way back when Billy Batson was called Captain Marvel, Billy went by Captain Marvel, and Freddy went by Captain Marvel Jr. And so they just kind of, like, flip-flopped it.
I like that. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah, fun little call-out there. But yeah, so that's, like, one story issue that I had that I felt was just bullshit. I'm just like, just call him... Like, it's hard, too, because it's like, I understand where they're coming from, where it's like, they can't really run with that name, and where he's, like, in a weird spot, because saying his name turns him in, like, activates his power.
Yeah, fair.
Or, like, does the whole switch, so being, like, you can't call him Shazam, because then you'll, like, zap and turn into your human form. So, it's just, I understand the issues. And I feel like they should be able to say Shazam without him actually transforming. Like, it should be something that he summons.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this would work, but, like, maybe the tone that you say it in? I don't think that would work, no. Damn it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it just needs to be, like... I don't know. Like, maybe he needs to, like, do something extra where it's not just saying Shazam, where it's like he has to, like, stick his hand out, or, like, both fists outward, or just something that makes it so it's not, like, where it doesn't feel like he could change on accident.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, especially now that he has this name. Yeah, so that was an issue that I had, and I feel like that was more of a story issue than anything. My other issue is actually in reference to his relationship with his foster mom. And you know what I'm kind of talking about there?
Like the fact that, because like, it's been a minute. Like, unfortunately, I did not see the first one again before I saw this one. I should have followed in your footsteps with that. But from what I'm remembering, at the end, isn't like he has come into more of a, like, doesn't he call her mom in the first one?
No.
I thought he did.
I don't recall him calling her mom.
Okay.
But I think like the big take there was that he put his hands in, like, to the family prayer.
Yeah, so yeah.
So it's like he's accepted them as his family, but maybe not quite ready to give the title of mom.
Which is, I mean, because I can't speak from experience, because I've never been adopted or anything like that. So, like, I don't want to say, well, oh, if you're accepting this family, why can't you call, him dad? Why can't you call her mom? I can't speak from experience with that, because I'm sure it would take, for some people, it takes more time than others.
Right. Like, you got to imagine, like, maybe like in a divorce situation, like if one of the parents gets remarried, I know, like, there's a lot of times where, like, the kid never calls them, like, dad or mom.
Yeah.
So I think that it's just, you also got to think, it's only been 2 years since he fought Savannah. So it's only been 2 years since he's, like, kind of accepted that his mom abandoned him. So it's like, it's fresh still. At least I feel like it would be fresh. But I feel like
I can agree with that.
my issue is, like, you got to think of someone, like, so with the Vasquezes, that's the Victor and Rosa. They take in foster kids because they were foster kids. They were both in the system. They both grew up within the system. And they just take kids into their family. The issue is that I feel like they should know, because, like, they take off and everyone's like, all right, bye mom, bye mom, bye mom. And then Billy's like, bye Rosa. And then she, like, you can see that she's, like, almost bothered by that. And I'm like, you should know, if you were in the system, I feel like you would know. Like, that's
fair.
Typical, or that's not an uncommon thing to do.
Yeah. No, you got a point there.
Yeah, so I just had some issues there. And I think where my main issue lies is maybe not necessarily that he hasn't, like, doesn't call her mom, or that she has issues with that. It's more, they address that at the beginning of the movie, and then it's addressed at the end of the movie, where he finally is like, where he calls her mom. And I'm just like, that didn't feel earned, because it's like we never got to see any scenes between the two of them.
Yeah, that is one thing that I have wrong with this movie. I get that we get to see a lot of the Shazam family in this movie, a lot more than we saw in the first one. But I wish it would have focused a little more on the actual family aspect, especially the parents. I wanted to see that more.
Agreed. I think that they needed better growth between them, because it just felt forced. And one thing, and I really hope that I don't get hate for this. They could have cut the whole Pedro coming out completely. Like, that added absolutely nothing to the story whatsoever.
See, I had nothing wrong with it, just because it was very subtle. Like,
was it though?
I felt it, for the most part. I felt it was. Like, I don't know, maybe, like, I'm not bashing on you, but maybe just because, like, I hope I don't come across as a dick saying this. Maybe the fact that, I am part of that community, that, like, I love seeing that kind of stuff. So, the fact that the whole scene with them, Pedro, when they say, oh, we're superheroes, and Pedro's the one that says, oh, I'm gay, and Billy's just like, oh, we already knew, buddy. And they have like a really sweet moment, and then they just move on. They don't make a huge deal about it. I loved that.
Yeah, but it's like they hinted at it a lot throughout this movie. Like they start off with it being like I mean, you saw like Pedro and Rosa were watching baseball, and then he's like looking at pictures of guys in the baseball magazines. Like, it's more they hinted at it a few times where like even like Pedro's was like later in the movie he's just like I gotta go watch baseball.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, we know what you're doing, and then it's just my issue was that it didn't add anything to the story. It didn't other than just letting us know that that's something.
I think because if I'm remembering the first movie right, Pedro doesn't really have a lot of nothing against the actors that play both his human version and the Shazam version. Doesn't really get a lot of character growth, doesn't have a huge character arc, doesn't really have much to do as a character. And so they wanted
to have anything to do as a character in this either.
I feel he did a little bit, and the only reason is because of the whole oh hey, we got to showcase that Pedro is gay, but he's afraid to come out. He's giving these subtle hints, but will he actually ever come out? And like I said, I hope I don't sound like a dick to you. That maybe I liked it because I'm part of the community, and I love seeing that kind of shit.
I do too. Like don't get me wrong, I absolutely love seeing stuff like that. I just wish they would have done it better.
And that's fair. That is completely fair. But I'm glad that it was included in the movie. I would not have cut it out.
I think him being gay, I would have kept in. I don't think I would have made as big a deal about it.
Maybe I can't remember if there were any subtle anything in the first one with it, but maybe just do I think what they should have done is maybe the whole basketball, not basketball, I'm sorry, them watching baseball at the beginning. Keep that. Don't do the whole magazine everything. Maybe still keep the line when he's just I gotta go watch baseball. But I don't know, you maybe be able to keep that out. Honestly, just the beginning, and then at the end when he says, I'm gay. I feel that the way that the lines that he has, oh yeah, I'm really getting into this, and you just, I don't know, you could tell that it's just yeah, he's not into it for the actual baseball, he's into it for another type of ball, if you know what I mean.
Gross.
I'm sorry, it was right there. I had to.
Yeah, but I mean, I get you. I definitely get you there. I think,
and I get you there too.
I think my main thing was I feel maybe they could have used that time to develop Billy's relationship with Rosa a bit better.
That is fair.
And as much as I hate to say it, I think that Pedro could have just been sidelined again. I mean, because it was Pedro and Darla were both Darla especially she was sidelined the hell out of.
Yeah, she was.
So it's just hey, I mean, if you're going to sideline a character, sideline a character. I mean, Eugene had enough to do. I think Freddie was.
I don't know. I thought Eugene was so sidelined in this one compared to the first.
I think it made sense for him because it's
it did, but just I don't know. It kind of sucked. I missed the guy.
Yeah, I mean, with Eugene, his thing was going to map out the Hall of Doors or whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, that's honestly what it is.
Yeah, so that I think it made sense why he it seems like he was almost not digging being a superhero.
Yeah, dude, seriously. I don't know, even the way that he walked, when it was the group walk and they said yeah, he was walking with, oh, I really don't give a shit about this.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that was my only like real issue. You know what I personally would have done?
Hmm.
I would have developed Rosa's and Billy's relationship a bit more. I would have made Victor a lot more suspicious of the kids being superheroes. And then when they like finally like come barging into their bedroom and are like, "We're superheroes," I would have much preferred them to just kind of sit there in shock and then him be like, "I knew it."
Yeah, I would have liked that much better.
Yeah, I think it would have come off as like super funny.
Yeah.
Like, and like the way that I imagine it too, like, is if they did the exact same scene with like exactly how it played out with Pedro too, where they're like, "All right, it's time to tell everyone, guys," and then they're all, "We're superheroes," and then Pedro's, "I'm gay," and then Victor's like, "I knew it," like, and then it's like, the superheroes. I also knew about you, Pedro, but but and like just something like that,
Yeah.
like still addressing like the Pedro thing, but like I think that would have been really freaking funny.
No, I can definitely agree with that.
I think they probably could have gotten away with doing it a lot earlier too, but I mean the pacing with that felt right, so no issues there. What did you think of the Daughters of Atlas?
They were fine. I kind of thought they were just like. I felt that Helen. Oh God, what's Helen Mirren's character?
Hespera.
Hespera, and even their youngest sister. Oh my God,
Anthea.
Anthea. I don't know. To me, they were just bland. Like they were all right. Lucy Liu's Calypso. I had a really fun time watching her whenever she was on screen because you could definitely tell that she was having a fun time playing a villain, and it really showed. Like honestly, I want Lucy Liu to play more villains after this movie because she does a really good job.
Ooh.
We already got our disagreement.
Yep, we have a disagreement.
Well, we already
there.
had a disagreement. Okay, but here's another one.
This is more of an acting issue, so I will save it for acting, like my issues.
Okay.
I do feel like yes, Calypso was a very good villain, like someone who's just very hell bent on revenge. And it felt like Hespera was kind of going that route too, but I think she just wanted. It felt like Hespera wanted more justice than anything, and Thea didn't like. Just kind of was like, "Why don't we just leave him alone?"
Yeah. Honestly, when it was revealed that Anthea was the third sister, I'm sorry, I was just like, well, this is kind of stupid.
Like, it honestly really was.
Like, I honestly really just wanted her to be Freddy's love interest. I would have been fine with that. I did not need her to turn out to be the third sister.
Dude, it's because it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it really did.
Like, we don't get, like, a little tease about it or anything. Like, I think it would have been a lot more effective had the introduction to the Daughters of Atlas been where all three of them come into the museum and do that thing. And then you see Anthea kind of... maybe, like, she keeps her mask on and everything, but you see her have that maybe that issue or struggle or hesitancy about doing whatever Calypso did to the patrons of the museum.
Yeah, can we talk about how effed up that was? Like, Jesus.
Oh my gosh, that was jacked up, dude. So, I mean, that made her, like, I don't think they utilized that ability enough.
They did not.
Like, she used it in the museum, she used it on Freddy, and then she freaking used it on that teacher. Which, that was jacked.
Yeah, seriously. I liked that guy. Freaking bitch.
Yeah, so I think they could have gotten away with doing like a reveal like that. like I think they what they could have done is show that there is a third sister, and then it's like, oh, random new girl, like make us suspicious.
Yeah, I would have liked that.
Yeah, so I mean, it worked for what they did with that, but I really dug the where Anthea was just kind of going with the flow, like, oh, we're going to restore our, like, I think her thing, like, she didn't want to do anything evil or anything to, like, compromise, like, whatever morals she has. So it's just like she was along for the ride, like, trying to be helpful and restore their realm, where Hespera was seeking justice, and, like, but her ultimate goal was to restore the realm, where Calypso was just full hellbent on revenge. So I think that the contrast between those three was great.
I'll give you that.
I
got a question for you.
What's that?
Because me and Christina both agree with this. Doesn't Billy, when he's in Shazam form, act a little too childish for someone
very much so, and I was going to bring that up in acting.
Okay, yeah, I guess this is more of an acting thing. Okay, so we'll save it for that.
Yeah, but yeah, I totally agree.
Okay, awesome. But other story, I mean, do you have any other story issues? Like the plot is decent. Like I do like that for the sequel they decide to expand on the families in it a lot more. But you can definitely tell that they definitely wanted to focus on certain members more. And so, like Caleb said, that some of the most of the family does get sidelined.
Yeah, I think the most, like maybe from most sidelined to least, it's probably Darla at most, then Pedro, then Eugene, then Mary, Freddie, and Billy have the most to do.
Mine would be different.
Really?
I feel Eugene is sidelined the most, then Darla, then his name, sorry,
Pedro.
Pedro, thank you. Then I already forgot her name.
Mary.
Mary, thank you. And then Freddie, and then Billy.
Dude, I will say this: if anyone got sidelined the most, it was Billy.
Dude, straight up, Asher Angel was barely in this freaking movie, and it pissed me off.
I know.
Because he does such a I loved him so much as Billy Batson in the first one. Honestly, I think I probably liked him more than Zachary Levi. But
I'll say this. They should have done the family meetings in kid form.
Yes, thank you. They really should have. Because it pissed me off that Asher Angel is probably all together in this movie for less than 5 minutes of screen time. It's bullshit.
Yeah, that was one thing I noticed a lot. I'm like, they're spending a lot of time as their super powered selves.
And that's all of the kids are good actors. There's nothing wrong with them. So I don't understand why you can't have them meeting as them as kids.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, all the actors that play them as the Shazam versions of them are great too. No, both versions are great, but I think it would have been a lot better if it was them as their human form.
So where you sit, other than that, other than the stuff that we've already brought up, the story itself, if you're just getting bare bone, I think we're getting into more individual characterizations. But I think story itself, the story was pretty freaking good.
I thought it was just good.
I would say it's on par with the first one.
I think the first one's story is a lot. So for me, story-wise, I'm at a 75.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not too much higher than you. I am higher, but I mean, I might be at a 79.
Fair.
Like I said, a little higher, but not crazy higher. Anyway, Moving on over to writing. I'm actually I'm a little higher than story on this because I feel the writing was spot on.
I will definitely say that, yeah, I'm definitely higher with writing than story. I will say there are a couple of jokes that went on for far too long. The whole the wizard not remembering Freddy's name. It was funny the first time.
Well, okay, I don't think it was meant like a joke. I think he was just doing it to be a dick.
Even that, even if it's just to be a dick, I feel it went on for far too long.
Fair.
But that's just me. There is okay. We had me and Christina had a very interesting theater experience with this one.
Boy, I'm excited.
Because yeah, well, so there was a dad that brought his I think 5 sons to this movie.
Oh,
and
man.
literally the moment that he sat down, we both hated him because I think one kid accidentally like went far too over on the seat count, and he literally leans over to his son. It's just like, "Are you guys freaking R-word?"
Oh,
And I want to be like, "Are you freaking kidding me, dude?" Okay, yeah, so you're just a straight up asshole. You can kiss my ass, dude. And then like maybe I'm just an asshole here. But
no,
yeah, remember,
I think he's the asshole.
well, no. This is something to do with one of his kids.
Oh,
Remember the scene where Billy is having a fantasy about him being on a date with Wonder Woman, and then it
Yes.
turns in, and then the wizard's face appears on Wonder Woman's body.
yeah.
There was a kid, one of his kids, straight up would not stop laughing at that scene even 5 minutes after that scene happened. The kid just thought it was the funniest thing ever, and I wanted to shout out, "It's not even that funny!" The kid will not shut up. This is, like I said, it was the funniest thing ever to him.
Oh man, dude,
I maybe
feel
chuckled, but it wasn't that funny.
I feel like I'd be the asshole with my kids. Like if they did something like that, like where they were laughing too long at something, I'd like lean over, shut the hell up.
I do the same.
I'm so anal about like the way that I watch movies or when I go to the theater, because if anyone does anything to distract me from the movie, I'm ready to freaking throw hands.
Oh, dude, same here. The slightest bit of screen that I see, I literally just want to shout out, "Are you freaking kidding me? You paid $10 for this shit, and you have to, I gotta check my Facebook. You paid $10 to see this shit. Why aren't you focused on this?"
Okay, I gotta tell you.
Oh, God.
So me and Brielle went to this movie today, like as of the day that we're recording. In the middle of the movie, she pulled out her phone to check and see if there were tickets available for another movie later in the month. And I was pissed. Like I leaned over and I was just like, "What are you doing?" Just like, "Oh," like because she was making it seem like it was the sitter, and she's not even over yet. I'm like, "We're in the middle of the movie. We're not leaving," and I'm like, "So I don't know what you expect us to do. Like it's not an emergency. Like I understand. Like if we got an emergency text, definitely like handle it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was just her. It was just her being like, "Oh, Iris isn't really enjoying the dog," because she had to bring her dog today.
Yeah.
So she's just more telling Brielle like, "Oh, Iris isn't really enjoying the dog," and I'm like, "Okay, I see that. Like, hey, your kid isn't liking the dog. Nothing I can do about that. Put my phone away." But she saw the message and then she like went on the website and I like watched the movie, and she's just like, "It was the sitter," and I'm like, "On the freaking theater website? Bullshit. Put your phone away."
Was she not into this movie? Did she not like it?
I don't know, dude. Like,
I'm very intrigued because it doesn't seem like she liked it that much.
I don't know, dude, because it's...
Oh, shit.
I will say this, like, if there's anywhere where me and Brielle are just, like, so completely opposite, where it borderlines incompatible,
It's movie watching?
It's movie watching.
Okay.
Because with me, if there's a movie or a show that I haven't seen before, my utmost attention is on that movie. Like, my phone is put away, or, like, it's off to the side. I'm not touching it. I'm focusing on the movie. I will not pause it unless I'm, like, unless I'm at home. I try my best not to pause it. Like, I will freaking let my bladder jack me up a little bit if, like, to avoid pausing. But, I mean, I will if I have to. I'm not doing anything else. My full attention is on the movie. Whereas Brielle, she will do random shit and not even, like, she'll say, "Oh, let's watch this movie. Like, I haven't seen it before. Okay, let's do it." We'll put the movie on in our room, and she'll start, like, folding laundry. And I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, you're not even watching." And then she's just like, "I am." And I'm like, "Are you?" And then, like, something, like, will happen that's more visual. And I'm like, "What just happened?" And then she won't be able to tell me.
Okay, but I do have a question about that. What movie was she looking at to buy tickets for later next month?
The Land Before Time.
Oh, they're showcasing that?
Yeah, it's a old movie showcase, and she was looking for tickets for Land Before Time, and I'm just like, knock it off.
Holy shit, dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah, like I said, this is the only part of our relationship where we are, like, utter complete opposites, bordering incompatible. But
oh, dude, that's funny.
It is so aggravating because she'll ask, like, she wants me to watch Mandalorian with her, and I remember watching season 2 damn near all by myself. And so I was like, okay, and then I watched Boba Fett, and she's like, I started watching Mandalorian season 3, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Watching Mandalorian." I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "I thought we were watching that together." And I'm like, what made you think that? Like, you didn't even watch Boba Fett with me. And she's just like, "Oh, well," and, like, she has her excuse. And then I wanted to watch the new episode, which I still haven't seen 3 yet. But I ask her, like, she comes in to the front room, and she's watching some bullshit show on her tablet, not even paying attention to it. And I'm like, "Hey, do you want to watch Mandalorian? Like, while we're here? Like, it's before the sitter's coming. Like, we're waiting on her. Like, it's still about, like, an hour or 2 before she's..." I'm like, "Hey, you want to watch Mandalorian?" And she's just like, "Oh, like not yet." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Well, I'm going to turn on Shazam." Like, and then, like, I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to turn on Shazam." So I turned on the first Shazam and watched that. But then she, like, came out and she's like, "If we watch Mandalorian, are you okay if I, like, fold clothes?" And I'm like, "No!" Like, pay attention. Like, there's so many, like, visual things that you'll miss if you're not paying attention. So I love my wife to death. But the way that she watches movies makes me want to peel my skin off.
Damn. Anyway,
That's my quick little rant, because she, like, it's just your theater experience. Like, speaking of, like, my theater experience, there was some dude who didn't even watch half the movie.
The hell was he doing?
So he kept leaving. Like, so when we came in, he was sitting in the back row, like, in the corner.
Yeah.
And I would catch him, like, he was playing on his phone, like, and it was obviously a game because there was, like, a lot of color on his phone.
Okay.
And so he'd play for a little bit, then it'd go dark, and then I'd see him get up and leave, and he'd be gone for, like, a really good portion of the movie, and then he'd come back, And then he'd do this. It was like the same process. Like he'd play on his phone, get up, leave for like an indeterminate amount of time, and then come back. And I'm like, what the hell is this dude doing?
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah, like I hate when I'll probably sound like such a dude saying this. I don't like when people don't watch the movies right.
Oh man.
Like honestly, the only person that watches movies correctly is you. That I've like been with. Cuz like you get it. Like if you get a message on your phone, like not very often, like but you'll check it, but you'll like immediately put it away.
I actually will not. I don't know if I did back then.
No, like
but...
I think out of all the times we've gone to see movies, you've maybe checked your phone like once.
Okay.
And I think it was just because you were
to check it now.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm just like my phone will be going off and I'm like, F it.
Yep.
Like it's not like I'm leaving.
My work could be burning down. I don't care.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just Gosh, I forgot why we got off topic like that. I was just talking about our theatrical experience.
I forgot too. So writing.
Yeah, so writing.
Solid. Pretty solid.
It was. I feel like they had some really good bits. I think there were some jokes that maybe went on a little long. I think the whole thing with Anthea was a little kind of out of nowhere. But
straight up.
Overall, I think it worked.
It did. I seriously hate so much. I should have said this with story. I hate so much that frickin' Wonder Woman cameo was spoiled in the TV spots.
Dude, they were so desperate for people to go see this movie.
Dude, I would have been so happy when her theme kicks in and I see her for the first time. I'm like, oh yeah, Wonder Woman's back. It's freaking awesome. No, I'm just like, yep, knew that was coming. Yeah, like when they're literally burying him and like Freddy puts the picture on his grave, I'm just like, yeah, I already know this atmosphere. I know Wonder Woman's coming to the rescue.
Exactly, dude.
I already know how this is playing out.
Dude, and all I have to say is Shazam better freaking come back. Like, Zachary Levi, he better freaking make an appearance in the new DC universe.
For how tight him and, oh my god, James Gunn are, I don't see any problems with that. And he's also tight with Peter Safran, so he's got a future.
He better, because all I'll say is if they know that this version of Shazam is not going to be in the future DC universe, they missed an amazing opportunity to just let, like, this would have been like such a good like final chapter for him. Like if they would have just like let him die, that would have been like amazing, like heartbreaking, but amazing.
Yeah.
So I think it was a missed opportunity, and all I have to say is he better freaking make an appearance in the DC universe. If they recast Billy Batson and Shazam, I'm going to be beyond pissed.
Same here, man. Same here.
So anyway, I will say there were some like good jokes out of that though when he like did like come back to life and they're just like zombie.
That was good.
And then when he's just like, what the hell, guys? I was dead for like, what, 2 minutes? I thought that was pretty good. Think of something else. So I'm just realizing he was dead as Billy.
Yeah, he was.
So there's no good reason that he should have been Shazam when he came out of that grave.
Yeah. Yeah, so that made no sense.
Yep. So definitely some issues. Plot hole there. But, I mean, that's such a minor gripe.
True.
Overall, though, I think the writing was on point. Very little wasted dialogue, if any. Like I will say, I enjoyed some of these jokes more than the first. Like
I can definitely agree with that one.
Like, I think one of my favorite jokes is when he's fighting against Hespera in that, like, little underground area, and she's, like, forming that ball and about to throw it at him, and he's just like, did your father had super speed? And then he swaps them places, and he's like, nope.
That
like,
was
right after it freaking just wrecks her. Easily my favorite joke.
I will admit maybe I shouldn't have. Oh no, I thought it was fine. The whole Billy's Shazam character when he like is pretending that the cards are heavy, he's just like, no, it's actually it's not hard at all. I did chuckle at that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it kind of still gives off that like very much so like it's that vibe that they're kids.
Yeah.
And I will say this, if there's anyone that does the adaptation between their kid form versus their Shazam form, it's freaking Freddy. Like, those two feel perfectly identical.
Oh, yeah. They feel like they're just one. I love.
Yeah, which, I mean, we'll get into with acting here in a second, but, yeah, writing-wise, I'm decently higher. Like, I think I might be at, like, an 86. Like, I enjoyed it significantly more than, like, just the overall story.
That's fair. I think I'll go an 80.
That's fair. All right, moving on over to acting. We have Zachary Levi, who played Shazam, Asher Angel, who plays Billy Batson, Jack Dylan Grazer, who plays Freddie Freeman, Rachel Zegler, who plays Anthea, Adam Brody, who plays Superhero Freddy, Ross Butler, who plays Superhero Eugene, DJ Catrona, who plays Superhero Pedro, Grace Carolyn Curry, who plays both versions of Mary.
Yeah, is that ever explained? Like, why she, like, her human form and Shazam form are the exact same?
No, but I think a lot of people didn't really notice that they did they had someone else playing her.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, like in the first movie, it was two different people. Like it was Grace Curry that played Mary still, but someone else played her superhero form. But her superhero form actress looked so much like her that people thought it was just her playing the same role.
Oh, okay.
And so when it came to this one, they're just like, screw it. And so like all they do is just throw her in a little bit more makeup.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, save some money. Why not, right?
Yeah. All right. Megan Good plays superhero Darla. We have Faith Herman, who plays Kid Darla. Ian Chen, who plays Eugene. I'm going to say Hoven Armand, who plays Pedro, or Kid Pedro. Marta Milans, who plays Rosa Vasquez. Cooper Andrews, who plays Victor Vasquez. Then we have Helen Mirren, who plays Hespera. Lucy Liu, who plays Calypso. And then Jamon Hounsou, who plays the Wizard. So yeah, this cast list was a little bit longer since we have two versions of everyone.
This is true.
So this is gonna be an interesting one. All right, let's do top 3, but then the top 3 Shazam form and kid form.
Okay. I think I understood that.
Yeah, I didn't explain that very well, but who did better at adapting their Shazam, like where their kid form matched their Shazam form? Because I don't know about you, but Billy is not top of my list.
No, he's not. I would definitely agree with you.
So let's just start off with like top 3.
Number 3, I'm gonna give to Lucy Liu. I really enjoyed her portrayal as Calypso. It looked like she was having a lot of fun, and because of that, I had a lot of fun watching her. So I'd give her number 3. Number 2. Number 2, I'll give to Zachary Levi. You can even though I have problems with how he portrays Billy Batson, he's still really fun to watch on screen. You can definitely tell he has a very fun time playing this role. So I'd give him number 2. But number 1, I gotta give to Jack Dylan Grazer. I loved him in the first one, and I loved him even more in this one. He is so good in this role. And like we pointed out, even Adam Brody, who plays his superhero form, Freddy, does great. But I was talking about Jack Dylan Grazer. Guy, like, all of his jokes he nails. He has a really good, I feel, character arc in this movie, and he does a great job with it. So I would give him my number 1.
Dude, the only one that I disagree with you there is my number 3.
Okay, what's your number 3?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Jack Dylan Grazer is my top spot. He was a freaking powerhouse of acting.
Dude, right? He really was.
Dude, what freaking blew me out of the water is when his teacher freaking walked off the school.
Yeah, like, damn.
Like, that was freaking wild. Like, and his acting during that scene was just fan-freaking-tastic. Like, his acting through this whole thing was freaking fantastic. And I loved how they showed off that Freddy is a freaking powerhouse when even in his human form. Like, being able to resist the Calypso's chaos magic, and then being able to resist the fear paralysis that the dragon does to people. Like, that was freaking nuts. My number 3, though, this one's freaking tough. I think I might have to give it to Grace Curry, who played Mary.
That's fair. She was great.
Yeah, she was fantastic. I really liked just the heart-to-heart that she was having with Billy. Again, I think it would have been a little bit more impactful had it been Billy and not Shazam. But I mean, it worked out. So yeah, I think I'm going to give her my number 3. But yeah, Lucy Liu's a really close number 4. All right, now let's do like the top 3 like portrayals of who did the changes better between their kid form and Shazam form.
Okay. Question with that: Do we count Mary considering she's the exact same actress, or no?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
How
So
we're
yes, Mary does not count because it is the same actress.
Okay, got it. So if I'm doing that, then I'm going to say number 3. I don't know, because like, okay, yeah, number 3. I'll give to. Okay, so are we saying just are we saying the actors, both actors for the roles, or?
Yes.
Okay.
So playing the same character, just different versions.
Okay.
Like, who did the better adaptation, like switching between the two.
Like it still felt like the same person.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So for me, number 3, I would give to Jovan Armand and DJ Catrona, who both played Pedro. I feel like this is nothing against the actors, but I feel like Pedro is a very like kind of melatonin character. He he'll have the moments where he needs to say something big, and so like it's portrayed like that. But for the most part, he's just a melatonin character. He's kind of in the nicest way possible. He's kind of just there. But I feel that these both these actors do a good job transitioning between them, and it still feels like the same character. Number 2, I would give to Faith Herman and apologies. So Faith Herman and Megan Good, who both play Darla. I loved both of these performances in the first one, and I loved them just as much in this one. Like honestly, still feels like the exact same character. For how excited they both get, just for how giddy they both are. It's just great watching both of these actresses when they are on screen. I just have such a great time with them. So both those ladies would be my number 2. And then number 1, I got to give to Jack Dylan Grazer and Adam Brody, who play Freddy. Like Caleb pointed out, it's literally they are the same person. The transition is flawless. It's just perfect. It truly feels like the exact same character, and I love it so much. So that would be my top 3.
Ooh, damn. Dude, this one was a tough one because,
dude, right?
And I gotta say, out of the changes, the difference between Zachary Levi and Asher Angel is probably the weakest of all of the Shazam family.
Yeah, I would honestly rank him last.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing to say because really I am absolutely with you. Again, the only change I would probably give my number 3 spot to Ross Butler and Ian Chen, who played Eugene.
That's fair. It was honestly a coin flip between you.
Yeah, it was real close. But again, so like if I had to do it in order, it would be Freddy on top, or the portrayal of Freddy on top. Then, again, my number 2, same as you, Darla. My number 3, I'm like I said, giving to Eugene, and then Pedro, and then Billy. And again, we're not counting Mary because it's the same person.
Yep. If it was the first one, it would be different, but not this time.
Yeah, so I think you hit it right on the head with everything about Darla, and again, same thing with Freddy. Like, I think they did such a good job. Like, I would love to see the interaction that Jack Dylan Grazer had with Adam Brody because, like, supposedly Zachary Levi and Asher Angel hung out a lot and tried to, like, match the tones. But I think Zachary Levi was just playing it a little too
He's acting way too childish.
Yeah.
Like in the first one, completely makes sense. You know, first time getting your superpowers is all new to you. Completely makes sense. This one, he's 18. He's almost 18. He's not, 16 anymore. These powers aren't new to him. He's had these for 2 years. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. He gets like he sounds way too much like a little kid when it comes to playing Shazam. And that is not how Billy is in this movie.
Yeah, it feels like 2 very different people.
It really does.
And it's hard to imagine, like, the way that I see, like, that I think about it is, can I see, like, with Adam Brody, like, with Adam Brody's Super Freddy, can I see Jack Dylan Grazer acting the exact same way? And the answer is always yes.
Yep.
Same thing with
Easy.
Darla. I think it's, like I said, exactly the same thing with Darla. Like, Darla is exactly the same in her superhero form as she is as a kid. Same thing with Eugene. Same thing with Pedro. I think the only reason Pedro is like closer to Billy is because I feel like and this is just mainly because we haven't gotten to see like a full, like, the change. Like, we haven't got to see them do like any crazy scenes. It's just we've gotten like a couple lines here, couple lines there from Pedro.
Yeah.
So nothing too significant. So that's the only reason that I'd put him a little bit lower. But yeah, Billy and Shazam, they feel like two very different people. Like, there's things that I couldn't imagine Billy Batson saying when he's in his Shazam form. Or
Seriously.
the way that he's acting. I'm just like, I don't know about that. But, I mean, it is what it is. I do gotta say this. The older Asher Angel gets, the more I think he needs to play Danny Phantom.
Dude, he'd be so perfect as Danny Phantom. God, can that please happen?
Dude, it needs to. If there's anything that... What's his name? Butch Harmon?
Yeah, Butch Hartman.
Yeah, Butch Hartman?
Yeah, Hartman.
Okay, if there's anything that he has created that needs to be in live action, it is freaking Danny Phantom.
Yep.
And please, reference our Dreamcast for the perfect trilogy of movies. Actually, it's a quintelogy, but anyway, I digress. So the acting overall was good. Like, my only issue is just the difference between Shazam and Billy. That's my main acting issue, but that's also not affecting the acting score too much for me.
I can definitely agree with that.
Like, it's just personally, it feels off, but it's not like affecting how I feel about the movie whatsoever. So, where are you sitting with acting?
I'd say I'm gonna say a solid 85.
I'm a few points higher. I think I'm sitting like 88.
That's fair.
All right, moving on over to character development.
That's all I have to
Wait,
say.
do you not think he had good growth in this?
No, he did. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like he had
No,
better
no.
growth in this than he did the first.
No. He absolutely did. This is actually one of the parts where the movie shined for me.
Yeah, I agree. It's just seeing Billy, like they address it, that he's holding on too tight to his family while they're trying to go off and do his own thing, and he's just trying so hard to not lose what he's gained that it's starting to affect his relationships with everyone. And he's not wanting it to be that way, but it is that way.
He's literally he literally is turning into a helicopter parent of his siblings.
Yeah. And he's doing everything he can to protect them, like even going so far as to sacrifice himself to save them from like this horrible hellish lifestyle that they would have, where all these mythical creatures are around and attacking people. So I think there was a decent amount of growth there, where I think he was a bit more like hot-headed. It seemed like that he had some reservations about fighting, and obviously like he had like backup plans and shit, but I think it stood out the most when he went to go talk to Hespera and be like, hey, this isn't cool. And try to like talk her down, and ultimately it ended up working out in his favor. But I think they did a really good job with that.
No, I agree, and I especially love the whole like as leading into the final battle, how he straight up asks the wizard like, take my powers. I'm, as you can see, I'm not worthy of this, but the wizard reassures him that no, I picked you for a reason. And so I love the reassurance that he gets. I feel that definitely boosts his character for the final fight.
Yeah. Well, I think that conversation with the wizard was really insightful to his thinking, because the wizard, it wasn't like the wizard was like always on Team Billy.
True.
Like he was just saying like, I was trying to find a worthy champion, like I got stuck with you. But in the end, he's just like, the power, like it happened this way. It was like, it was destiny that this were to happen, and you've proved that you're worthy of this power because you chose to share it with people. And he says, when I was looking for a champion, I was looking for someone who was worthy of what me and my family had, and no one was worthy enough of that. But you have gone and found something like worthy in and of itself. Like, it is something different from what I had with my family, but it is still worthy nonetheless. And I thought that was just a great message.
No, I absolutely agree.
Again, I think the my issue relationship development wise, I think the with his foster mom, I think that could have been developed a little bit better than it was. It was still kind of heartwarming and sweet to see. But yeah, freaking, I dug it. I there wasn't too much about this that I disliked.
No, I absolutely agree. Really, really good character growth. Billy Batson / Shazam.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm sitting at like an 85 with this one.
Yeah, I can match you there.
All right, next up we got effects, which huge improvement from the first.
Yes, I can definitely agree. There were some, I don't know, maybe there were some spotty effects for me. Like I'm just like, okay, I can definitely tell that there was some CGI elements that like weren't exactly worked out. Just I think it was like a little with like it was more so at the beginning with the flying. I think it was like when they all fell into line, when they all came together at the bridge. For some reason, the way that some of them arrived, it just seemed like the CGI wasn't complete. Like, just it needed a little more tweaking.
I can feel you there. Like, it definitely stood out in that scene. But I think it was just scenes like that were just overshadowed with how freaking brutal some of the shit that was happening in this movie was.
That is fair.
Dude, like, do you remember the Daughters of Atlas, like, throwing that dude head first into the damn pillar?
Yeah, like, goddamn, that was great.
Holy shit.
That shit was great.
That was fantastic. And then all the other, like, shit, like, when the monsters start coming out of their shells, and, like, there's one dude who just straight up gets impaled and thrown through a glass door.
Yeah,
holy
damn.
Dude, that was brutal. Like, that shit looks so good. And it was just, like, so jarring, too. Because, like, oh, man. Like, so freaking good. I have to say, my standout effect, though, was the final battle between Shazam and Calypso, where he's, like, raising into the air holding the staff, and it just, like, the staff's getting electrocuted, and it's just, like, him in darkness. All you see is his glowing symbol, and he's just, like, rising into the air. Like, that looked bitchin'.
That did. Yeah, that was a great scene.
Yeah, I was like, that scene is cooler than anything we saw in Black Adam.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to say, I like this movie a lot more than Black Adam.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, dude, I'm a sucker for like a lightning reveal, and so like just seeing him where it wasn't like hiding him. It was kind of like that scene in actually, it wasn't even in the freaking like Batman v Superman. Like, remember the trailer that came out where he's like, you see him floating in the clouds, and then like thunder, like, or a lightning strike, and then you just see him, like his outline.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking with this scene, but it was so much cooler than that.
Yeah, no, it really was.
Like, that is easily my favorite freaking scene. Like, that had so many moments where it was like, you could have just like taken a screenshot for an epic poster.
Dude, straight up.
But I mean, everything else looked really good. The flying looked good. I thought it was really cool to see the Shazam family fly in to attempt and save that bridge.
Yeah, no, like I said, I just had a problem with like some of the CGI work with that, but like overall, it was a badass scene.
Yeah, dude, I didn't realize how cool it would be to see like 6 different heroes like have the same power fly in to one scene.
Yeah,
Like that felt so cool to me.
it really did.
I freaking love their transformations. Like, freaking awesome. I'm not sure if you caught this. Do you remember when Shazam gets blasted by the dragon, like the fire breath, and he goes crashing through all the cars, and like the little crowd of people that he talks to, like for a quick moment?
Yes, I do remember that scene.
So, do you remember the dude in the red shirt?
Yeah, wasn't he the guy that God, he was that was at the like Philly cheesesteak place when he was about to meet with oh my God, what's her name?
Oh, no, not that guy. The guy in the red shirt with like the yellow like neckline.
Yeah, I didn't know at first, but yeah, I saw like wasn't that like the original Shazam?
Yeah, from the show. How old is that freaking show? One sec.
I love when they do that kind of shit. That's really cool.
I do too. I love that they put him in the shirt too.
Yeah.
Oh, from freaking 1974.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so he played Billy Batson.
Real okay, I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, so he wasn't like Shazam, but I love like how he was the one. Didn't he call him Captain Marvel?
I think so.
Because I'm pretty sure that's what he went as or in Shazam. Like, I don't think they. Yeah, a young boy able to transform into the superhero Captain Marvel by calling out Shazam. That is so cool.
That is really cool.
So I'm glad that they were able to like have that little tie-in for him.
Agreed.
Which not an effect or whatever, but
still really cool.
Yeah, I loved the burnt effect on Shazam's costume.
Yes, that looks so badass.
Yeah, it kind of made it feel like a cooler version of Black Adam.
Dude, straight up.
Like, I just want to look at what Black Adam's like, but yeah, it felt way freaking cooler. So I dug the hell out of that. Yeah, there weren't very many effects that I disliked.
No, same here, man.
This might be one of my higher scores. Like, I'm in the mid 90s.
I would say I'm at a solid 9.
Yeah, I think I'll give it like a 94.
Fair. Absolutely fair.
All right, next up we got music.
Oh, did like anything stand out to you?
There was a few songs that stood out to me. Not anything that's like mind-blowing or whatever, but it like there was a decent amount of like good songs.
For some reason I'm like drawing a blank on what all the songs were on the soundtrack. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up. Oh, like when they were saving the people on the bridge and they were playing the "Holding Out for a Hero" song.
Yeah,
Dude, freaking
I
loved his
love Billy's
reaction.
line. That was
Did I like actually save you while you listening to this song? Like, get out.
You know what? I'd be the same way because like, come on, that's just too perfect.
Yeah, they had I don't know how like accurate this is, but like they had a little less conversation. I know that played during the credits. That stuff seems like it was from the first, but I mean the soundtrack was really good.
It really was.
Yeah, I don't think it was like a 9 by any means, but I think it definitely deserves an 8.
Yeah, I can give you that.
All right, next up we got costumes, and bro,
huge step up from the first one.
whoo, hot damn, was it a step up, dude?
Like I'm actually okay that they don't have the hoods anymore. I like that it's just a cape.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
And it doesn't look like it actually looks like it conforms to their body now. It doesn't look like it's just like padded muscle.
Yeah. And dude, I love one of the issues that I was like having when I saw all of the promotional stuff for their new costumes was I was afraid that it wasn't going to, like the lightning bolt wasn't going to glow. But the fact that it still glows, it's just a lot more subtle. And it only really seems to like noticeably glow at night or in dark space was inspired choice. Like I freaking loved that about all of their costumes. So, like freaking genius by the costume designers. I love the new details of the suit. Like it kind of adds a little bit more flair to the suit itself and not so just plain.
Agreed.
Like because the first one it was like it seriously looked like just a straight up red spandex suit. Like here it kind of has some like different layers, like different fabric textures. Like I like those little those silver tabs that are kind of like outlining the arms and the chest, legs and everything like that. All feels really good. The bracers are freaking amazing too. Shit, like I just think overall like it looks so much freaking better than the first.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
And yeah, I think there still could have been a hood, but I mean, I'm not upset that there's not. And then the freaking like the buttons for their cape, like those look super cool too.
They did.
But I love the variations between them. Like I liked how like Pedro's and Freddy's outfits kind of were like silver bracers instead of gold. Same thing with Eugene. How Darla's is a little bit has like purple highlights on it.
Yeah.
And then Mary Marvel, like she feels like, or I get Mary. Sorry, I called her by her comic book name. But yeah, Mary like totally has a Wonder Woman vibe about her.
Yes, she does.
So I freaking love their costumes, dude. Like there's nothing that I dislike about them.
Same here. They are perfect. If you can think of any, like a movie that just like automatically is 1,000 times better because the costumes are such a huge improvement from the first one, this is one that I would definitely rank high.
Oh yeah. Looking at the comparison, like someone has like a direct comparison like from the first to the second where Mary's outfit was just straight up like really flowy dress, and then all of theirs it was like just the basic color with gold, like the same gold bracers, belt, boots. Like no one had any variation in their suit.
No.
And so all of theirs like look a lot better.
I especially like it's definitely like the darker color now, because nothing against like the first one, but like I felt like Pedro's like little too lime green. Freddy's was a little too bright blue, so I appreciate that definitely darker colors this time around.
Yeah, the muted colors help out a lot.
Yep.
And I didn't realize how big of a difference like that Wonder Woman style skirt would make for Mary.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Like, I mean, the flowy dress is cool and all, but you can't beat like the freaking armor feeling skirt.
Yep, agreed.
So I think wonderful decisions made all around. I also kind of appreciate that they, like, this is going to sound weird, but I do appreciate that they covered Darla up a little bit more.
No, I absolutely agree.
Like, they gave her sleeves, or kind of, like, they're short sleeves, but they're still sleeves. And then Mary's outfit, like, she got full, like, long sleeves. Like, perfection. Pure for perfection.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know about you. I'm at a 10.
You know what? I can give you that.
Hell yeah. All right. Last up, we got our own personal score. So who do you want to go first?
I want to hear yours last, so
Okay.
I'll go first. So overall, I felt that this was a decent sequel. I had a good time. It was fun watching these characters again. I have some problems with Zachary Levi's performance especially, but you can definitely tell he is still having a really good time playing this character. The villains are good. I would say they're decent. I had a good time with them. So yeah, overall, it's like I said, it's a decent sequel. I still enjoyed the first one more. So Caleb might kill me for this. I'm at a 75.
What? All right.
Sorry, man.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, I can't say I'm that low, but I had a really good time with this movie. It is on par, I feel, with the original. Like, I had just as good of a time watching the first one as I did the second one. Yes, I think where we definitely agree is with the whole Zachary Levi, like his performance versus what Asher Angel brings to the character of Billy Batson. They don't quite line up, but that was it's consistent through the first movie as it is through this one. And I think it's on the same level. I don't think he goes any further into the comedic kiddie route than he does in the first. So I do appreciate that he doesn't take it further. I think if anything, I think he attempts to dial it back, but it doesn't. It still is just a little too far in that field. So I think with that, some of the little minor improvements that I would have made, just to get those real emotional impacts, just to hit a little harder. And like I said, that was mostly referring to the relationship with his foster mom and all that good stuff. maybe a little bit more comedic with the dad. Again, it's minor tweaks that I think would have really helped this film out, but nothing that's going to just kill this score for me. So with that, I'm probably a little higher in my score than I was for the. Actually, no. I think I'm about the same where I was with the first. So I think I'm sitting at like an 85.
Okay, that's fair.
So yeah. But with that, that concludes this breakdown. So if going through the categories real quick, story is sitting at a 77, which is our lowest score. Like, that's where this movie had the biggest issues. Writing got bumped up a little bit, sitting at an 83. Acting, it bumped up again, sitting at an 86.5. Character development was down just a little, sitting at an 85. Effects had a big jump, sitting at a 92. Music was pretty good. They didn't have anything too iconic, but everything worked. They did have a decent soundtrack because they did throw in some popular songs. So that's sitting at an 8. Costumes, superhero movie, very few of these are ever going to not be a 10. So we're sitting at a 10 with that. And then our personal score averaged out to an 80. So putting that through our algorithm, the final All Bros letter grade for Shazam Fury of the Gods has come out to a B+.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. It is sitting at an 86.06%.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me... Oh, it barely cracked B+.
Oh shit. That's funny.
It is literally our last B+ movie.
Damn.
Out of, let's see, 53? Yeah, out of 50. So it's the 53rd out of 53 B+ movies.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it's actually perfectly tied with Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Okay, alright, I can accept that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, that's funny. So where this is ranking, like I said, it's the bottom of our B+. So that puts it below Nightmare on Elm Street. It is below Spider-Man Homecoming. It's below Sing 2 and Captain Marvel, which are tied at an 86.25.
Okay.
And then it is below Spoiler Alert, which is at an 86.37. Son of a bitch.
What?
It ended up below Black Adam.
Damn it! Son of... Okay, I kick myself. God damn it, Jonathan.
Like we said at the beginning, the percentages don't really mean shit. It's the score. True. It's the grade that we look for. So in that sense, Black Adam and Shazam Fury of the Gods scored the same. Okay. They are both at a B+, but percentage wise, it scored half a point higher. So Shazam Fury of the Gods is sitting at an 86.06, where Black Adam is sitting at an 86.5. And I gotta say, that is the most infuriating thing I've ever said today.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. It's some bullshit.
Yeah, it's just, damn it. Oh, man.
So close.
So
close.
freaking close. I mean, just for shits and giggles, I want to see where. Okay, so it's sitting above Shazam.
Really?
Yeah. So we
Damn.
gave Shazam an 83.25, and that's sitting at a B.
Okay.
And then Shazam Fury of the Gods is 86.06, which is a B+. So it is a 3-point difference, or 3% difference between Shazam and Fury of the Gods.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm not too upset about that.
No, I'm not either. I will admit.
Yeah, it's just the Black Adam that freaking kills me.
Yeah, that pisses me off. God damn it. I'm firing myself.
But like we said, it's just the final grade that matters. So it's technically on the same level as Black Adam. But damn.
Seriously, so close.
Do you think it should have been higher than Black Adam?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I want to see where.
The more I
we
think about
screwed
Black
up.
Adam, the more I don't. The more my score goes down.
All right, so we gave the story lower than Black Adam, which I'll give it there. I think I did like the overall story of Black Adam a little better than Shazam. The writing we gave lower, but barely. Acting was lower. Character development we went higher. Effects we went higher. Music was the same. Costumes were the same. And our personal score was higher, surprisingly.
I kick myself for that.
Yeah. So what put Black Adam like higher was the difference between the story.
Damn.
And like I said, we liked the story of Black Adam a little bit more.
Son of a bitch.
Or we were nicer to it, I guess. But still, I mean, I don't disagree with any of those scores, unfortunately. I hate that. I hate when there's like a movie that I'm just like, no, that's bullshit. Like, we were wrong. And I go back to the scores and I'm just like, damn it. Like, we were spot on.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, that's where it's sitting.
All right. Well, unless you got anything else you want to say about Shazam Fury of the Gods?
Other than go check it out and show it some love, like, not really.
All right. But I would agree with Caleb. Show it some love. Well, if you like what you heard and you want to hear more of our amazing voices, you can follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are damn near everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, we're there, especially where you're listening to now. You found us. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube if that is your preferred listening platform. If you want to contact us with any suggestions for an episode or any suggestions for our mini breakdowns that we do on Instagram and TikTok, you can let us know about those. You can do that through either Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or email us. With Facebook, you can do so at facebook.com/theallbros, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at the Allbros, or you can email us at theallbroschannel@gmail.com. If you want to check out our website, tinyurl.com/theallbros, or you can check out our merch store, tpublic.com/user/theallbros channel. Next week on the podcast, we'll be breaking down the original Super Mario Bros. Movie, with special guest DJ from The Untrained Eye. It is going to be such a fun time. It's going to be very interesting where we all sit at this movie, because I've never seen this movie in full yet. Me and Caleb, and hopefully DJ, are going to have a little VR movie night with it, which I'm very excited for. So it's going to be very interesting how this movie ranks for everyone, because a lot of people would agree that this movie is hot garbage, but we'll see where the three of us rank it. So it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good episode. So you can look forward to that next week. But until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I am Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we'll see you guys next week. So long.
Deuces.